you're having this inner critic. You courageously enter the world of Project Lioness. And so as you entered that world, what was that like for you from kind of beginning and through it? And what were some of the things you noticed as you went through that journey with your cohort?
Oof, where do I start?
You have plenty of time to share.
Yeah, so many like bigger things, but also small things that I started noticing like on my day to day. For me, one of the like big wins, I guess, is realizing and accepting that I love being a mom and family is my highest value, which was something that I was scared to say at the beginning because I thought that that would leave my business behind. But no, it doesn't mean that.
What? It doesn't?
And it's okay. The other big thing is, and I love when you talk about it as well, it's about the balance, but not the way that people think that, oh, okay, so 50% of my time and focus is going to go to business and 50% of my time and focus is going to go to my family. No, it's nothing like that. Sometimes it's going to be 80% in one thing, and sometimes it's going to be 80% on the other thing. There's always going to be balance in all areas of our lives. I still have to like remind myself, and we're still working. And yes, I get angry. Yes, I yelled at my son. I'm not like gonna lie about it. Then I've apologized. And then it was actually quite recently that I told him like, I'm sorry that I haven't learned how to deal with that. No one has ever taught me that, and I'm learning with you. And I said, I'm sorry.
Thank you for getting vulnerable and speaking to that.
And especially when you have to deal with like close family members. Usually they're the biggest source of our like triggers.
Totally.
My mom helps me a lot, and I'm so grateful. And she helps me a lot with like my son and at the house. But like I said, sometimes they can be quite triggering. I think she said something, and I was like, okay. Like, and then I was like, it actually didn't bother me. And then like, obviously like things get like happening, and I was like, it doesn't bother me. And I realized is once you see everything that the other person like said, they have their own set of values. They always gonna like say based on their values. So I think once you're in the moment, realize that it's not like personal to you, and it's not about you, but it's about how they view things that makes you trigger-proof. Yeah. And also you being so sure of what your values are. And I think that's like one of the big things.
That's beautiful. That's very well said. I loved seeing you bring up the things that I think a lot of people would maybe skirt over, and you didn't have fear in being able to go into it.
This cohort is the only cohort that whatever we talked about like here, the theory, let's say, behind all of it, it's not just theory. It addresses the body. I think that's the most important part, because one cannot follow without the other. And if you don't work through your body, then whatever's going on up here, it's not gonna like keep working, and vice versa. As I was going through Project Lioness, I started building the community that I've always had in mind of building around moms, and starting a podcast about like motherhood. And yes, the idea was there, but this gave me the space, and it allowed me to do it. I wouldn't have thought about it like before I started. It's not all directly to like what you think you do as like work. I want to say thank you for having this cohort and for being such a great teacher. And thank you for the calls. I don't think I'll ever forget our first one-to-one call. If you're thinking about the cohort, just like do it.
Wise words, just do it, y'all. Get out of your head and into your body.
You'll find your voice. You'll find your voice, and you will use it like very wisely. Don't do it to get like a specific outcome. Don't do it to be like, okay, I'm gonna double my business this year. This is not the program. It might happen, and that might be great for you, but that's not what you're like looking for.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's actually really wise. I appreciate you saying that. It's so true. You know, I think we go into things with an expectation, and we often get the opposite, versus When you can just step into curiosity and understanding yourself more, it opens up so much more than just making more money, because we can get really attached to outcomes in the 3D world and we actually miss out on the magic that is actually meant for us.